Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Tahir from MasterKicks.com. Had a chance to pick up a size 10 in the Jordan 1 UNC to Chicago, and I really like the way the shoe looks, man. Like, leather is nice, and the smell itself is nice. So I picked it up yesterday, and the main reason for me picking this up is to do a comparison between the fake pair that I've seen online. So again, when I do these comparisons, I don't claim to be the know-it-all, or this is not like the standard. I try to do the best that I can to point out nuances that I see. So I'm not going to report on anything that I don't see. So this is just my way of saying this is how I can help. I'm sure there are going to be a lot of guys that are going to do a better job than I do on, their own, maybe later on, maybe today, maybe tomorrow. But this is just my own way of saying, hey, this is some of the things that you can avoid. All right. Now, again, every time I do this comparison between the fake and the authentic, I'm thinking about the gospel, because to me, there is so much counterfeit out there as far as like false teachers teaching false truths and false realities. So for me, when I do this, I'm always thinking about Peter when he warns us about know who you listen to, because there are going to be a lot of guys out there that are going to try to entice you to listen to their gospels, which is no gospel at all. So for me, this is just my way of saying I understand that truth and falsehood exist. And this is always reminding me of that. So that's what I do these things. All right. I just wanted to point that out. Well, now let's get into the actual show. Now, if you look, one of the things that they always mess up, if you look on my screen here, is the height of the shoe. The fake one is always looks like the Jordan 1 made. It's always too short. If you look at the spacing between the strap here and the liner, it's wider on the authentic pair. If you look at the fake one, it's much smaller. If you look on the back too, I drew a vertical line here to show you something here important. See how this is taller? This happened to be like too short. Okay, and then even the cut on the swoosh logo is a little deep on the authentic pair, and it's not that deep on the fake one. It's just like sudden. Now, just one of the pictures. Let's look at the next slide real quick. Again, I'm going to show you the height over here. The height, if you look at the height, if you look at the spacing between the liner, the overlay, and the liner, is like wider on the authentic pair and it's much shorter on the fake one. And even the back tab, the middle tab here, is like too small on the fake pair. If you see, it looks like a rectangle here, it looks like a square because it's like evenly, the dimensions are the same. Again, the spacing here is a problem. The spacing between the tab and the edge of the overlay, look at that spacing. Even the spacing between the bottom of the tab and the midsole, wider on the authentic pair. That's just a given. You can see that for yourself. Let's look at something else. And we're going to look at the wings logo. They always mess this up for some reason. And I put out a lot of things here. If you look at the wings, they are more extended on the authentic pair. Look, this is like, look how far this goes here. Look at this. You see how much this is refined and it's bold, and you can see the print, even the ball and the inside of the lines inside, the curving here. You see they're more like refined. Here they are wider. It's just a lot of things that you can see. The TM is barely legible on the fake pair. And you can look at the wings again. They are more extended and more full on the authentic pair. Look at it. Look at the differences. You can see that for yourself. Let me look at something else. We're going to look at the insole, the inside. You see, like, the material they use and the ink that they use on the authentic pair is some kind of indelible ink that's not going to fade away. This one is kind of cheapish. You can see that, you can even see this, and there's like white spot all over it. And I think this, as soon as you put your foot in that shoe, it's gonna come off at some point. This is not gonna come off quick. Okay, I did it for the right pair and the left pair. You can see that. Let me show you another picture here. You see, this is the left pair. Again, the ink is better here, and this is gonna fade away. You can see the spot on there. You can tell the difference. That's just obvious to the naked eye. Let's look at the bottom. Look at the bottom of the shoe. Now, you see the enclosed branding area has the patterns. You see the pattern here? You cannot see that pattern over here. It's nowhere to be seen. It's just even non-existent. I can't even see it. You can always go back on my website and look at it. Let me show you something else. The tongue. You see the tab? The tab is almost centered on the authentic pair. You see the spacing between the air and the edge of the tab. Here, there's some spacing there. Here, the spacing is too wide. It's placed all the way up to the top. It's almost adjacent to the top. You can see that, right? and even the air is like thinner. It's just a lot of things. You can see the differences by just looking at the pictures, just zero in on them. And if this is not enough, you can always go back on my website and look at it. And again, this is the inside of the tongue. If you look at the tab here, you look at the spacing between the tab and where the trademark stuff begins. You see that spacing on the fake one is wider, and on the fake one, the Fabrique of Vietnam is almost missing. You can see it; it's like folded under there. You can't, you know, because the tab is all crooked. So this is just differences that I've noticed. Now there are other things you can do, which I won't talk about now, because you can actually look at the. I'll show it to you in a second. Let me switch my screen real quick and I'll show you this. This is the shoe, okay? Now, one of the things that the fake one is missing is this tab here. This is in leather. This is a leather tab that you have on here, okay? Now you can see how taller the shoe is. Now let me show you something on the box that is important. First, the box that I have has the stamping on it. I don't know if you can see the stamping. My camera may not be that clear, but there's stamping here that you can see. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see the red stamping, right? Those are things that you can also focus on. But the most important thing is this one here. Now, if you look on the box, right, I'm gonna show you this here. This here, this is called the QR code. Okay, now on all Jordan sneakers, now you're gonna have a QR code. If you scan this code, I'm gonna scan it with my phone and show it to you in a second. Let me look at the code. I'm gonna do that in front of you. Let me get my phone on. Just bear with me for a minute. Let's do that. Let's see. When I scan the code, okay, you see, when I scan the code, I'll show you what you will see on my phone here. You can see this here on my phone. It's gonna take you to hold on until it takes you to Nike's website. I don't know if that's gonna do that now, but don't worry about that. It's gonna take you on Nike's website. But the other thing that I want to talk about really is the RFID tag here. There's an RFID chip. Okay, now this RFID chip has in it, like I said, a chip in there that has all the information of the sneaker. So this chip is unique to the shoe. You're not going to have the same chip for another shoe. So basically, that chip, if you peel the label, there's an antenna behind it. It's like a silver antenna. It connects with the RFID reader, and it tells you all the provenance of the shoe. It tells you all kind of information about the sneaker. So this is going to be probably the future of authenticating sneakers. If you have an RFID reader, you can literally just do that and connect the shoe to see if this shoe is actually legitimate. Nike is going to start putting the RFID chip in the sneaker itself. So once that happens, it's going to be over. It's going to be easier to authenticate sneakers. But this is the shoe and what it looks like. You can see, like, the fake one has like a bunch of, I don't have like set of extra laces on it. It's just these laces. So the shoe does not come with like a set of extra laces, just the black laces. So this is it. Okay, hopefully this helps you guys out. I know it was a little bit rushed, but I think with the information that I provided, you'll be able to like authenticate this on your own, or just go to the website and check it out. All right, thanks again for watching. This is Ty from Master Kicks, and stay tuned for more stuff.